Welcome to Hatfield's 2023 Candidates Forum. I'm Joe LaValle, your town moderator. Each year, this program is intended to give candidates a chance to inform town members of their platform, position, and intentions if elected. This is to educate, not separate. Many towns have seen fewer younger people running for positions. However, this seems to be changing. We need to encourage more participation. We had differing ideas from our parents' generation, but similar. Now we look to you to create what you see for this town. The saying, "We are the past and you are the future," rings so true from one generation to the next. If you're new to town, remember what captivated you to move here. Don't look to change it too fast. Instead, look at what's working here. This is a special place, and change happens a bit slower because it's what's so attractive and comforting. The news and world affairs has many of us feeling angry, worried, and more short-tempered. Let's remember we're all in this together and living in an amazing place. So always show kindness. Just a reminder to newer townspeople that there's a drive-up box just on the side of Town Hall for convenience. Just drop your envelope with the department, bill payment, or name it's intended for, and it'll be collected a few times a day. Many aren't aware of this, especially for those that the timing of their day is not so easy matching up with town hall hours. A little about our town. The population of Hatfield is approximately 3,200 residents with just 2,400 registered voters. We occupy about 16 square miles. We have one of the smallest and finest independent public school systems in the state, and some of the best farmland on the East Coast. Just watch our farms wake up this spring. It's so invigorating. Settled in 1661, we follow what is called open town meeting, which is our form of governance using town rules since 1670, when our first town meeting was held just over 350 years ago. To learn more about our town, please go to Hatfield's various website pages. A lot of our history is well documented and continually added to. There are two contested boards up for election this year. The Board of Select Persons, a 3-year term. Greg Gagnon, Carrie Flaherty, and Amy Jones are running for this one open position. On the Board of Health, a 3-year term, also one position. Susan Slish and Joseph Menz are running for this one open position as well. For the uncontested positions, they are as follows. For the town clerk, a 3-year term. Elena Wilcox, the current assistant town clerk, is running for this position. On the school committee, there's 2 positions. Rebecca Bench is running for re-election for the 3-year position, and Christy Boudreau is running for re-election, another 3-year position. On the planning board, a 5-year term. John Jeffers, who has been in this position, is running for election. On the cemetery commission, a 3-year term. Jonathan Bardwell is running for re-election. And for the elector under the will of Oliver Smith, a 1-year term, Lydia Zish is running for re-election. On the Board of Assessors, a 3-year term, James LaValle Jr. is up for re-election. On the Redevelopment Authority, which is a 5-year term, Christopher Smith is also running for re-election. The Library Trustees, there's 2 positions, a 3-year and a 2-year term. Marcia Humphrey is running for re-election for the 3-year position, as well as Kathy Sheehan, who has been in this position, is running for a 2-year position. On the Housing Authority, a 5-year term, there's an opening for this position with no candidates. So if you have an interest, please consider being a write-in candidate. And lastly, for town moderator, Robert Betzold is running for a 3-year position. Write-ins are always welcomed, allowed, and accepted. This is my final term as your town moderator after 21 years. The words "thank you" all for your trust and respect just seems so underrated. It's been a true honor to do this, and I have so enjoyed it. However, as I have always said, we need to help the younger town citizens step up to do what we did. For me to see someone learn this position is such an honor that I cannot pass up. Still being young enough to help this transition and support the process is something I'm proud of. I'm thankful to all of you and what we proudly call Open Town Meeting, one of the oldest forms of government in this country. Now, there's a ballot question this year under the provisions of Proposition 2.5. Shall the town of Hatfield be allowed to assess an additional $1,256,611 in real estate and personal property taxes for the purpose of funding the operating budgets of the town and public schools for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2023? To the candidates, we thank you for your commitment and candidacy to our town government. It's your participation that makes our town operate at its best. It's most welcome and greatly appreciated. Lastly, I'd like to again thank John Novak for putting this forum together each year for us to know our candidates. Each candidate will have up to 10 minutes to make their statement. Now, here are the statements from some of the candidates running for the various boards and offices that chose to do so.
Hi everyone, my name is Timothy Menz and I'm running for the Hatfield Board of Health. For those of you who don't know me, I ran for the Board of Health last year and was unsure about running again this year until Liz Kugler announced that she was stepping down from the position and encouraged me to run. So here I am. When I moved to Hatfield about 2 years ago, I just fell in love with the town. I live on Bridge Street with my beautiful wife, my 4 wonderful children, and my incredibly thoughtful and hardworking mother-in-law. I'm the youngest of 5 children and was born and raised right here in Massachusetts. My mom stayed at home and looked after me and my 4 siblings while my father worked 2 jobs. During the day, he was a sheet metal mechanic, and at night he was a silk screener. So he really taught me the value of hard work. I attended public school throughout my entire childhood, and through some hard work, perseverance, and a little bit of luck, I was able to attend medical school at UMass in Worcester. So why vote for me for the Hatfield Board of Health? Well, prior to medical school, I spent some time in India as a Fulbright Fellow through the US Department of State, where I studied infant mortality in the urban areas of Delhi and Calcutta, as well as rural villages in central Maharashtra and West Bengal. And it's there where I really developed a new understanding of disease surveillance and how community wastewater systems and sanitary health conditions affect disease transmission and long-term health outcomes. From that experience, I knew I wanted to work with kids. And now I'm fortunate enough to be a practicing physician at Bay State Health and board certified in general pediatrics and pediatric gastroenterology, as well as an assistant professor of pediatrics. I'm passionate about evidence-based medicine and public health and keeping everyone healthy. I'm also a regular guy. I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a Hatfield resident. I feel that my strong background in medicine, specifically intestinal immunity and foodborne illnesses, makes me an ideal candidate for the Hatfield Board of Health. So please consider voting for me on Tuesday, May 16th. Hope to see you at the polls.
Hi, my name is Susan Slish. It's my pleasure to be running for the Board of Health, positioned to serve the Hatfield community. My husband Bob and I have 2 children attending Smith Academy. Our adult daughter happily made us grandparents 2 years ago on a luminarium night. My family, the Slishes, have been in Hatfield for over 100 years. We love this town. We have always been an active part of it and want to continue to serve. Many of you watching this may already know me from my community involvement. After announcing I was running for the Board of Health position, many friends remarked that my work in the medical field, mostly in Hatfield, has provided me a solid knowledge base for this position. Being a physical therapist for over 25 years has given me many skills. As a healthcare provider working in people's homes, sometimes at their most vulnerable, you get to know your patients and their families on a more personal level. You listen to them and together make a treatment plan to achieve their goals. This includes collaboration with caregivers, doctors, other medical professionals on the care team, and community agencies. We have to be resourceful in home care. using what is available in the home and often being creative. Find equipment, arrange transportation, try to keep the cost down. Other friends who were on the Hatfield PTA with me said, "You'll be great. You know so many people and have coordinated so many PTA projects." While working on the PTA, these collaboration and outreach skills translated into setting goals as a team for the benefit of the elementary students. Working together with parents, teachers, administrators, school staff, and local businesses resulted in many successful PTA events. After having assisted the Hatfield Elementary School nurse with the fluoride program, the students stopped referring to me as Robert or Natalie's mom and started calling me the fluoride lady. Various community members I have worked with through the Hatfield 350th celebration, the Learn to Fish program, and other community events have also mentioned how excited they were to hear that I was running for this position. So what my friends are telling me is, "Susan, you have a good read on the community and a long-standing vested interest, not only for your family, but the Hatfield residents, your neighbors, and friends." I'm running for the Board of Health because I want to bring these strong collaboration and partnership skills to the position and continue to work with the Hatfield community. I would like to research opportunities to expand community programs, including fall prevention, mental health at all ages, personal emergency preparedness, and possibly coffee hour with a public nurse or other healthcare professional. Let's explore how additional health and wellness programs can be provided to our community. What would you like to see? Let's work across Hatfield's departments to see what we can accomplish together.
Hello, residents of Hatfield. I'm Robert Betzold, and I'm running for a 3-year term as town moderator. As a lifelong resident of Hatfield, whose family has been involved in the town for many decades, I have a deep sense of pride and care for our town. I was born and raised here, attended the former Boudreau Elementary School, and I'm a proud graduate of Smith Academy. Following high school, I attended the University of Massachusetts in Amherst, graduating with a business degree. Professionally, I have worked in several marketing and business development roles, including extensive work with municipal and state agencies throughout Massachusetts, New England, and across the country. Locally, my first service with the town of Hatfield was during college when I joined the Recreation Committee, a committee which I was a member of for 4 years, including serving as chair for 2 years. More recently, I had the honor to serve on the Hatfield 350th Anniversary Steering Committee, and I have continued with the newly formed Celebration Committee that was a follow-on to the 350th celebration. Now, I am excited about the opportunity to serve as your next town moderator. Our community, like so many others, is at a critical point in time with many important decisions to be made that will impact the future of our town for years and decades to come. Now more than ever, we need our residents to become and stay involved and active in our town. I encourage all of our residents to attend meetings, engage in discussion and conversation with our officials and departments, join or volunteer to serve on boards and committees, and most importantly, come out to attend annual town meeting on May 9th and vote in annual town elections on May 16th. In closing, I would like to thank and recognize several individuals and groups for their contributions to our town. First, I would like to thank our current town moderator, Joe LaValle, for proudly serving in this important role for the past 21 years. I would also like to thank retiring clerk Lydia Zish for her commitment to the town. Lydia, along with Assistant Clerk Elena Wilcox, are such valuable partners to the town moderator and so many other aspects of our town's operations. To our Finance Committee, Select Board, and all of our boards and committees, and our department heads, thank you for your efforts this year and every year to lead our town in the difficult budget and planning process. Thank you to all of our employees for your dedication to the town and the role you play in our success. A special thanks goes out to John Novak for producing this forum and so many of our meetings and events throughout the year. And lastly, thank you to all of you, the residents of Hatfield, for your pride and commitment in the town that we all call home. Thank you.
Hi folks, my name is Rebecca Bench and I'm running for re-election to the Hatfield School Committee. I myself am a Smith Academy graduate and also attended Hatfield Elementary School. I grew up in Hatfield and I was so thankful for the education and the experiences that I received in the Hatfield public school system. It gave me the confidence to move away after I graduated, and I lived all over the world for the next 10 years. However, when it came time for me to raise my own family, I wanted to come home and give back to the community that gave me so much. This ultimately led to me joining the Hatfield School Committee in 2019, and I've continued my service until today, and hopefully continuing forward. Recently, in the past couple of years, the school committee has worked very, very diligently to balance the budget, to write equitable policies, and also to create a vision for our district that will help us continue into the future. We've developed a very robust district improvement plan that outlines our actions over the next 3 years, and I'm hoping to be a part of continuing to implement that plan. Additionally, I serve on the Comprehensive Planning Committee for the town as the school committee representative. This is really important work to me because we're creating a vision for Hatfield into 2040 and even further. And I want to make sure that our district is a part of that plan. Personally, I'm committed to the success of the Hatfield Public Schools. I am committed to our sustainability and to providing an equitable and excellent education to all of the children of Hatfield and any other students who decide to attend school here. I hope to continue this work, and I hope to have many people civically involved in our town meeting, which is on May 9th. And it would be great if you voted for me, but even if you didn't, I hope you vote at all on May 16th. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Christy Boudreau, and I'm asking for your vote for a seat on the Hatfield School Committee. This would be my second term. I took a look back at the last time I made one of these videos, and while it feels like a lifetime ago, I realized the same 3 questions probably still apply, that I could answer: who am I? Why am I running for this seat? And what makes me qualified for it? For starters, I moved to Hatfield 7 years ago with my husband Tim, his dad, and our son Jack, who's going to be in the 3rd grade next year at Hatfield Elementary. That part of time really flies. My professional background is in marketing and consumer product goods for the most part. I've spent most of that time in large corporate environments, but more recently have taken and put my own shingle out, and I now consult. So I get to take the skills that I've forged running large global teams to help mission-oriented businesses and nonprofits grow good in the world. I'm a board member for the Treehouse Foundation, and we work on solving issues in foster care. And for the last 3 years, I've had the privilege of serving the Hatfield School Committee. It has been an interesting time to be on a school committee. And when I think about why would I run again, I really find I have the same answer that I did 3 years ago. I truly believe that communities work best when all those who can step up and contribute. And this just happens to be a place where I feel like my skill set would well serve the town of Hatfield. I also have a really vested interest in making sure that we have a great education. We have a decade of school left to go with our son. And I'm also the daughter of lifelong educators. Both my parents were in schools, and I put a high value on public education. What makes me qualified? Well, I can say I am 3 years smarter about our school district, about municipal budgeting, and about priorities of our town. That includes the students, their families, and frankly, all those who support our schools with their tax dollars even if they don't have kids in the school system or maybe never did. I know that they need to see the value of having great schools. I hope that I have earned the respect of all those that I have worked with and for. I know that we haven't always shared the same position on everything, but we do try and work and function as a team. I believe in transparency. Some of you may have seen that I write and publish summaries of our meetings, generally the night of, because we know that parents rarely have time to watch 2-hour meetings, but we think it's important that you know what the school committee is doing. I'm curious. I do listen, and I seek to collaborate. I'm tremendously proud of the teamwork we have built on this committee that currently serves. We have a team with diverse perspectives and backgrounds. Some of us come from a little further than others. Many graduated from Smith Academy. We have new members, and we have the benefit of tremendous historical knowledge. We have the asset of varied professional skills and perspectives, and we work to bring those together to benefit the district. I think having a high-functioning team is critical right now as we face some really big questions, and being engaged and able to work well together is key to serving Hatfield well. For my part, I've applied my business background in leading strategic planning, where we set out detailed, measurable long-term goals for the district, alongside with fairly extensive business analysis looking at historical and current trends for our district and the area to really help inform decision-making about how we can best move forward. I know that some of you may have unanswered questions about current plans, and I welcome anyone who would like to share their views or ask questions to reach out. You can email me at cboudreau@hatfieldps.net. That's CBOUDREAU at hatfieldps.net. I would enjoy hearing from you. However you vote, I appreciate you casting your ballot on May 16th or in early voting, and I thank you for watching.
Hi, my name is Carrie Flaherty, and I'm running for Hatfield Select Board. I have lived in Hatfield for 43 years, and I am an alum of the Hatfield School District and a graduate of Westfield State University. I have a work history of being an emergency 911 dispatcher for 15 years for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and I currently am the Health and Safety Manager for Clark School for the Hearing and Speech. I oversee health and life safety aspects of 5 campuses along the East Coast, ranging from Massachusetts to Florida. I grew up in a home where public service was important, and my father, Patrick Gagnon, served for decades as an elected official for both the school committee and the select board in the town of Hatfield. And one day I knew I wanted to follow in his footsteps and be able to assist in our community as well. Both my parents were very much involved with town committees, boards, and most especially the Hatfield church community. I've been a member of the Hatfield Fire Department for 25 years as an EMT and firefighter, and I currently hold rank of lieutenant. I have a history and experience being an elected official and understanding the town budgets and the processes the town has to take. I held an elected position on the Hatfield Board of Health for 6 years, 5.5 years worth. I was the chairperson of the board. During that time, I am most proud of the fact that our board started the sharps container program in town for our residents so they can safely dispose of sharps and at no cost to themselves. During my time on the Board of Health, I was also appointed as the COVID coordinator during the COVID pandemic. My job was to follow COVID numbers, give guidance to those who became sick with COVID, give guidance in our schools and to our town employees, and to keep the town informed of all new information during the pandemic. Also, during my time as a board member, I was on the board of directors of the Hatfield Council on Aging for 6 years. My experience and work within town government is one of the reasons I am running for select board and ask you for your vote. My husband and I have 2 children who attend the Hatfield schools, and one is in 4th grade and the other is in 3rd. We have committed to our community and our town, and I want to continue to grow on that. I have a few points for running. First, to find ways to generate more revenue so we can lessen the tax burden on our residents while still maintaining that Hatfield charm. I feel it is necessary to update and maintain our human resource policies for our town employees and make sure they follow it daily and that all employees are considered equal. I would like the town to look at the salaries of all employees with the potential of a step-and-grade system to be implemented at some point for all non-union and non-contractual employees. This would keep us consistent with our neighboring communities and to add in recruitment and retention of our employees. Along that, I would also like to see that our town increase the town's contribution to health insurance. We as the town should also be looking at advancing our payroll and timekeeping records and make them electronic. Lastly, I would support the town of Hatfield conducting a study of all town departments, of their budgets, assets, and operations to ensure we are providing the most efficient and financial needs to the town of Hatfield. If you agree with my points I have made here, I ask that you vote for me on May 16th for Hatfield Select Board. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Thank you for your support.
Hi, my name is Greg Gagnon. I'm running for Select Board. I worked for the fire department as a firefighter in East Hampton for 34 years. I was the union president and negotiated many contracts for the union. My style as the union president was listening and trying to understand all sides before acting on any given project. During that time, I worked 25 of those years here in town on the Hatfield Ambulance Department as an EMT. For 15 of those years, I was the ambulance manager for the Hatfield Ambulance Department. I've served on the Emergency Planning Committee, and I understand the needs of first responders and the need for first responders. I understand that there is an ever-changing, delicate balance to this town with keeping it the town that we know and love, while inviting businesses to help us create revenue through tax and jobs. I've always wanted to run for selectman. I've been retired for just over 1 year, and I feel like I have adequate time to put into this position. My agenda is to be on the board and be honest and do the best I can for this town that has treated me so well. I hope you will consider voting for me.
Hi everyone, my name is Amy Jones and I am running for Select Board. I wanted to take a few minutes to introduce myself to you and to speak about why I believe I am the best candidate for this position. From a technical standpoint, I hold a bachelor's degree in business from Western New England College and am a career human resource professional. I believe that these experiences have given me the skills and knowledge needed to make balanced decisions that both benefit the town and its residents. In addition to that, I am able to vote on all aspects that affect us as residents without any conflict of interest or other agendas. Now, why am I running for Select Board and why should you elect me? Well, I have lived in town for the past 8, almost 9 years now. But in addition to that, I spent a great deal of my childhood in town, visiting my great aunt and uncle, Carl and Phyllis Kozankowski, down on Main Street. My time with Carl and Phyllis as a child formed my love for the town. It has always felt like home to me, to the point that I now own a home in town, allowing for my future as a resident in a town that I just want to serve. In addition to that, I am involved in a long-term relationship with a generational farmer in town, which has also given me a love for the agricultural and right-to-farm community that we live in. Part of what I love about Hatfield is its agricultural prosperity. I take great pride in knowing our town helps feed communities and provides fresh produce throughout Massachusetts to those that otherwise wouldn't have access. Most of this is through donations done to the food bank. I love walking around town and seeing the free-range chickens, goats, and cows, as well as the many various crops that are being grown. The beauty of the fields and the barns in them against the backdrop of the Connecticut River provides a sense of peace and prosperity that I believe we need to preserve. Through my relationship, I have also learned the importance of preserving our farmland for continued sustainability of fresh foods and other products. But along with preservation, I also believe we need to progress into the future. I believe we need to invest in sustainable public services, including fire, ambulance, and police, in order to ensure the safety and health of all of our residents. I also believe we need to offer viable, financially sustainable options for the education of our children, as well as options to improve our infrastructure, to provide for the current demands, as well as to provide for growth potential, to allow for increased tax bases through new businesses and housing options. I am running for select board because I want to serve the town I love. I believe together we can make it a better place for everyone to live while keeping costs affordable and providing for both preservation of our existing way of life while making progress into the future. Please consider voting for me on May 16th. Thank you, and I appreciate your support. Together, we will be better.
This concludes the candidates' statements. Annual town meeting will be on the second Tuesday of May as usual, May 9th. However, it will start at 6:30 p.m. sharp, so please come early so many can get settled and we can start promptly out of respect for your time. Also, I've noticed that some bring a cushion for comfort. Just a suggestion as we have a lot to cover. Elections will be on May 16th at the Town Hall from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Our biggest obstacle is still communication. So go to the town website and sign up for e-alerts. So any updates or changes will go right to your email or phones. Please attend as this is your town and we must get this business behind us. As usual, I promise it will be respectful of the process, but we do move along to avoid any discomfort by all. Please mark your calendars and watch the town's website for any changing information such as times the polls will be open. Let's continue to be safe, mindful, and kind always. Thank you again, John, for doing this for our town. And thank you all for watching.